What if I told you that last night, inside the iconic walls of Dolby Live in Las Vegas, something happened that nobody saw coming? What if I told you that Bruno Mars, the man we thought we knew, the artist who has built an empire of music, charm, and perfection, finally had a moment so raw, so unfiltered, so revealing, that fans are still trying to process it? Last night wasn't just another performance. It wasn't just another concert. It was a revelation. It was a moment that pulled back the curtain on Bruno Mars like never before. And trust me, you're not ready for the truth. But before we dive deep into this shocking story, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and share this with every Bruno Mars fan you know, because once you hear what really went down at Dolby Live, you'll want the whole world to know. Now, let's rewind to last night. The lights were low, the crowd was buzzing with anticipation. Dolby Live has seen its fair share of legends, but on this night, it belonged entirely to Bruno Mars. The energy was electric. The air was thick with excitement, and every single fan in the audience knew they were about to witness something unforgettable, but none of them, absolutely none of them, could have predicted what was about to unfold. From the moment Bruno Mars stepped onto the stage, the room shifted. Dressed in his signature style, sharp, effortless, yet dripping with charisma, Bruno carried himself like the superstar he is. But there was something different. Something in his eyes, something in the way he gripped the microphone just a little tighter. This wasn't just another show. This was personal. The first few songs were flawless. Bruno Mars hit every note, every move, every beat. The crowd was screaming, dancing, completely mesmerized. But then, it happened. In the middle of the set, Bruno Mars stopped. He put down the microphone. The band fell silent. The lights dimmed. And for a moment, the only sound was the murmuring of thousands of confused fans. Then, in a voice that shook with emotion, Bruno Mars said words that would leave the entire audience frozen. He exposed something no one saw coming, something that changed the way fans looked at him forever. He spoke about the pressure, the weight of living up to impossible expectations, the struggle of being Bruno Mars, the superstar, the perfectionist, the man who has to smile even when the world doesn't give him a reason to. He spoke about sacrifices, about nights spent alone in hotel rooms after electrifying crowds, about the cost of chasing perfection, and he did it with tears in his eyes. The truth was out, and it shocked everyone. You could hear gasps echoing through the theater. Some fans cried, others cheered in support. Phones were up, recording every second, even though staff had warned earlier that filming was restricted. People knew this wasn't just a concert. This was history. For years, Bruno Mars has been a mystery. We know his hits, we know his stage presence, we know his Grammy-winning talent. But what we don't know, what he rarely shows, is the man behind the music. And last night at Dolby Live, for the very first time, Bruno let the mask slip. Fans couldn't believe it. On social media, within minutes, the clips went viral. Did Bruno Mars just expose himself on stage? I've never seen him like this. This changes everything. The comments kept flooding in. People weren't just surprised, they were shaken. Imagine being there. Imagine standing in that room, thinking you're about to hear Just the Way You Were or Uptown Funk, only to suddenly witness Bruno Mars, the king of cool, breaking down his walls and showing his scars. Imagine the spotlight shining on him, not as the untouchable icon, but as a man, vulnerable, honest, real. It was cinematic, it was raw, it was unforgettable. But here's the burning question: why now? Why did Bruno Mars decide to expose himself at this very moment, on this very stage, in front of thousands of fans at Dolby Live? Some insiders claim that Bruno has been carrying this weight for years, that behind the laughter, the smooth moves, and the billion-dollar tour, he has been struggling with the very thing that makes him human: fear, doubt, loneliness. Others believe it was the energy of the night, the intensity of the crowd, and the intimacy of Dolby Live that finally pushed him to let go. Whatever the reason, the truth is undeniable. Bruno Mars gave fans a piece of himself that they had never seen before, and in doing so, he changed the narrative forever. When the show ended, fans didn't just walk away with memories of another incredible concert. They walked away with something deeper. They walked away with the truth. Bruno Mars had finally exposed the man behind the legend. And the shockwaves are still spreading. Backstage, whispers circulated. Was this a one-time moment? Will Bruno Mars address it again? Or was this the only time fans will ever see him like this? Nobody knows for sure. But what we do know is that last night will be remembered for years to come. So here's the truth. Bruno Mars isn't just the performer we idolize. He isn't just the artist with hits that dominate charts and hearts. He's a man. A man who finally let us in. A man who finally exposed himself not in scandal, but in honesty. And maybe that's what shocked us the most, because deep down, we realize that Bruno Mars isn't untouchable. He's one of us, and perhaps that's what makes him greater than ever before. What happened inside Dolby Live didn't just stay there. Within minutes, the outside world caught fire. Social media platforms lit up like a digital explosion, each post spreading the shocking truth faster than the speed of sound. On Twitter now, Bruno Mars name trended worldwide. Hashtags like #BrunoMarsExposed, #DolbyLiveShock, and #BrunoTruth shot to the top within hours. Fans who weren't even at the show suddenly felt like they were there, living every second through shaky fan-captured videos, emotional captions, and endless speculation. On TikTok, edits of Bruno Mars' emotional speech began circulating almost instantly. Clips of him pausing mid-performance, his voice trembling, his eyes filled with raw intensity, became the soundtrack to millions of short videos. Some fans paired it with inspirational captions. Even legends carry scars, while others layered dramatic music, turning the moment into a cinematic viral wave. Within 24 hours, those clips had racked up millions of views. The entire world was watching Bruno Mars expose a side of himself no one expected. Instagram told the same story. Fan accounts posted carousel after carousel of photos from Dolby Live, paired with heartfelt captions. He's human. He's vulnerable. And that makes us love him even more. Celebrities chimed in too. Artists who had shared stages with Bruno Mars, from pop stars to hip-hop legends, left cryptic comments like, "Respect." Some even reposted the clips with fire emojis and words like, "Icon." Suddenly, this wasn't just about a concert anymore, it was about a cultural moment. Mainstream media couldn't resist. Headlines poured in across entertainment outlets. Bruno Mars breaks down walls at Dolby Live, fans in tears. Bruno Mars finally shows his true self. And it's shocking. A night of music, tears, and truth. Bruno Mars like you've never seen him. Reporters scrambled to get statements. Insiders tried to explain what triggered the emotional reveal. And analysts debated what this meant for Bruno Mars' career. Was this the start of a new era for him? Was he signaling something deeper, perhaps a reinvention, a documentary, or even a farewell? Nobody knew for sure, but one thing was certain. People were talking, and they couldn't stop. The shockwaves went far beyond the United States. From Tokyo to London, from Manila to Sao Paulo, Bruno Mars fans rallied online. In the Philippines, Bruno's mother's homeland, fans expressed both pride and sorrow, saying they felt closer to him than ever. In Brazil, where his concerts are legendary for their wild energy, fan groups declared that his Dolby Live revelation proved his authenticity. In Japan, hashtags in kanji began trending, translating to Bruno Mars' true heart. But amidst the love and admiration, speculation grew darker. What do you think about Bruno Mars' shocking revelation at Dolby Live? Did this change the way you see him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we want to hear from you. And don't forget, if you loved this deep dive into one of the most unforgettable nights in music history, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and share this video with every Bruno Mars fan out there, because this story deserves to be heard. Bruno Mars finally exposed the truth, and the world will never forget it.